I think overcomplicating is the biggest one, or like not even starting is actually the worst one. When people think it's so hard that they don't actually even take the first steps, and they're just intimidated by the gear, the software and everything. But so what I try to tell people, a lot is that all you need is a laptop, a pair of headphones, and some sort of software, and you can use a free thing like GarageBand, whatever it is that you have available to you, and just start there and then build as you go. But I think some people maybe they go out and buy a bunch of gear, but they don't actually know what they need or if they even need it. And then they're just overwhelmed by having a bunch of new things that they don't know how to use. So I would say slowly build your studio. Just start with what you have and then add things one at a time, depending on what you need. And don't buy the most expensive and high spec thing that you could buy, because it might just be overwhelming, rather than actually getting you excited to use it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. That's a great piece of advice. I feel like something that I've been thinking about is that, when you need to upgrade, it's like, blatantly obvious, it's just like, oh, there is a reason why I'm not my mid-range isn't translating. Now I need new monitors, but it took me 7 years to get to this point, or however long, So like, I feel like it's important to kind of just use what you have until you know for a fact, and it's so obvious that it's time to upgrade. And so I love that simplicity of just start. This is all you need to get started, and then maybe when you've graduated, then you'll know.
Exactly. And I think it's the same with plugins as well. Like I feel like some people just go crazy with the number of plugins that they have and download. And but then I think it's better to have a few plugins that you know how to use well, rather than like, hundreds of gigs of plugins that you barely know how to use. And then it's just kind of overwhelmed by choice of too many things.
Right. I feel like people are scared of like, maybe I'll need this, or, and they don't even know what that scenario would be,
Yeah. But or maybe they think that this plugin is going to make their whole song sound so much better, but without really understanding that, maybe what you have already, there's a way that you can use that to get there. But without understanding what you're actually doing, then that one plugin is not going to solve your problem.
Yes.
But yeah.
But then sometimes it's fun to buy new plugins and it inspires creativity. I don't know. I feel like...
Oh, totally.
There's the other side of the equation. But it's... Obviously, people can go way too far, right?
Yeah. Like, I just know some people with, like, gigs and gigs, hard drives full of plugins, but then they're not sure how to use most of them, and then it can be a bit overwhelming is the thing. But if you're at the stage where you're kind of bored of what you have and you want to try a bunch of new things, then that's excellent.